Hi there, everybody, and welcome in to Strange Conversations. I'm your host, Yo Ang, and some of you may know me from my YouTube channel, Yo Ang, where I walk the streets of New York City live and share our life, the events, the happenings, the dining, the scene of New York City. Today, we're going to talk about social media and how it has really permanently changed our lives and how we view friendships and stuff, for the good and maybe for the bad. Like, it connects us to those who live far away, like moms and grandmothers and grandparents, and people can always stay connected to their families, their children. We can be across oceans or just across the street. Hell, half the time, sometimes it's even in the other room. I can't even tell you how many times Joe has texted me from the other room. Moms can follow their children's lives without necessarily intruding. Friendships can go on and on. I mean, if we had social media to the level we have it now, I know that there are friends that I had met when Josh was little, like as in I'm talking baby, I probably would still be in touch with. But because we didn't have it to the level that we do in this day and age, I don't I don't even remember their last name. Like, to tell you the truth, I don't even know if I could find them on Facebook. I could look, but we've moved on in such a different way. I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, it's like they were close friends at that time, but would they have kept being close friends? Maybe not. If we I don't know. I don't know. It's a really weird thing. Friendships can actually be made just through social media. I mean, we used to only have, people had AOL chat rooms, right? And stuff. We're going back way, way, way back, and I don't remember if you guys have ever heard, and this was way back in the day, but a thing called web TV. Okay. This was like the precursor to an AOL chat room, web TV. It was very similar to how we do it now, but I'm talking early, early stages. You had to actually have, like, I think, a subscription. You actually had to buy the keyboard, and then you would go into the interface and you would use your TV as the chat room. It was the most bizarre thing. And a friend of mine and me would do this all the time because it was easier to chit chat back and forth. So tell me if you guys remember that one, web TV, because I'm telling you, it's a throwback. It's a throwback to like 25 years ago. Literally 25 years ago. Stop. I know it's giving my age away, but I'm serious. It was just really weird. But I mean, nowadays we have Facebook, we have Instagram, you have Twitter. Well, Twitter, I don't even know what it's called now. I don't know if it's X something. I don't know. They're trying to be cool and hipster, but Twitter, it ain't working. Now we have Threads. You also have, well, TikTok. I don't even go to TikTok anymore, but TikTok's there. And then we have YouTube, which you guys know I do YouTube and stuff, but all of it's really, really part of the whole social network. Now, before it used to be Facebook, remember MySpace? I mean, that was where you put up everything about you. It was your space. It was all about you. And then Facebook came along and all of that. It's always kept evolving. So, like, what's the next level? Like, what is the next level? I mean, right now we're at that area of YouTube where people are now sharing. Like, I share my life experiences, a little bit of New York with you guys, what Joe and I do. And we try to keep it like, people will hashtag IRL, in real life. That's what our channel is about, in real life in New York City, from our perspective, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of our day. Is it better? Does it decrease the quality of time you spend with people in your friendships and your relationships? I don't know. I think it's, as long as you keep it in check, it's not a bad thing. I think it's a tool that can be used for good or for bad. This is something I have been talking about and thinking about for the past couple of weeks, and I can't tell you how many times weird conversations have bubbled up or instances have bubbled up in the past couple of weeks regarding this topic. And I just think about it and I'm like, wow. And the reason why I'm talking about it, it really was brought home while I was at the bank, and I overheard the most bizarre, it was just so strange. Like, for one thing, I was at the bank, and it was during a live stream where I went into the bank. Guys, I do it all the time because I don't carry a lot of cash on me. And if we're going to go do something, I go to the bank and get the cash that we need. I do not carry around a lot of money, like, because you just don't do that, especially in New York. You just don't want to have a lot of cash on you, you know? Keep it in the bank. It's safe there. Nobody's going to take it, okay? You can always put a stop, whatever, on your credit card. But I overheard the strangest conversation. I'm at the bank. I go inside for the teller, okay? Joe's in the car waiting. And I walk in. It's on the weekend. There's like the security guard there because now they have it because homeless people like to go inside. But there was this group of people, and there was this woman with some friends, and they were just literally standing there, sitting on the ledge of the window at the Chase, having a conversation like they were at some cafe. I'm like, nobody's doing any banking, nobody's standing at a machine. They're just having their afternoon conversation. And I don't know if they were doing it to escape the heat and stay inside or what the deal is, but they were like there for, like, they were there. You know what I mean? And so this is how it went. You know, I mean, and also, guys, nobody goes to the bank to go inside. In fact, it was Saturday and the bank was opened inside, but they weren't inside. They were just in the foyer. I mean, nobody goes inside to the teller unless you're bringing in your 5 tons of change. You know, that's the only reason I ever go to the teller, because I have, like, I don't know, $100 or something in change, and I got to lug it there like Kramer with all his damn quarters in his pockets. It's ridiculous. But they were standing there having a conversation. And this woman, I wrote it down. This woman was speaking with some of her friends in the lobby, like they were hanging out in the cafe, swear. And you know, they're just having a regular conversation and catching up. You could tell that they hadn't seen each other in a while. They probably ran into each other on the street or in the bank, and they were like, how's this person? Oh, they're doing good. How's them? How are you? What did you do? Are you on vacation? It was like, you know, regular chit chat. It was just regular chit chat. You know, what about so and so? And then the other woman says, well, Tommy's the same. He's still in the wheelchair. And then the first woman is like, oh, well, you know, I wouldn't know if Tommy was dead. And right away, I'm like, dead? She goes, I wouldn't know if Tommy was dead because I'm not online. And they were talking about Facebook. And she goes, I don't do Facebook. I don't go online. And she goes, you would never know if I was dead because I don't do Facebook. Nobody better put my stuff on Facebook if I die. I'm standing there going, okay, calm down, Ethel. It's okay. But she's like, don't put it on Facebook. Okay, don't put it on Facebook. She goes, you better call. You got to call to find out if I'm dead. And then I thought, well, do they know your number? Because come on. And you think about it, she was adamant that she isn't on social media and that people had better call to find out if she was dead. But I'm thinking, well, how would they know to call? Especially since apparently you're not connected with them on the regular because you guys are doing this massive catch-up session, you know, in the bank teller, in the bank lobby. And I just sat there pondering this about how crazy is this conversation? Like, she was demanding this woman had better call. I was just like, okay, Ethel, call. But it got me to the thinking, like, I don't know people's phone numbers. Like, very few people I know their phone number. Like, I could rattle the number off because we already have it stored in our phone, or we don't know it because people try to keep, the funny thing is people try to keep their privacy so private that you don't know their phone number. We can only contact them through, like, maybe email. And at that, it's like not the real email, it's the Gmail. You know what I mean? Well, some people still use AOL, which is like, yo, that's like you the real dog. But yeah, it's like everybody has like the other email that's for people that aren't their close family and friends. You know what I mean? Like, That's just how it is. Or people have, I don't know, 10 email addresses. One, I could never keep up with that many. That would make me crazy. But yeah. So like they would have to do that. And like I thought, do you have Ethel's phone number? Like how would you know and who would you call? And like this has come up recently because we know people that are close to us and we may not have their pertinent information, or we may think that they're super close friends. And that's why I'm speaking about this. So, how close are you? Do you check in every day? Do you notice that person's not there? I've had it happen to me where suddenly it'll pop in my head, hey, I haven't heard from this person. And then I reach out and, blah, blah, blah. They were busy and life goes on. Sometimes it's my sister. And it's just because we get busy in our lives. Everybody's doing their own thing. And I'll realize I haven't talked to my one sister in like 2 weeks. But then I think about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I really haven't, because we get busy. We do other things. We feel like we're connected because we see each other maybe on social media, but we haven't really spoken. You know what I mean? And that's like the weird thing. So that's why I'm asking, is social media, like our friendships, are they real? Are they not? Is it hindering our relationships? Is it enhancing our relationships? So that's what we're kind of talking about. I just thought that was so weird. And and with this whole social media thing, like I said, is it good? Do we go too deep into it? Do we put too much on it? Like a few years back, we were all in a crazy state. Everybody knows we were all in the pandemic. And I think we really leaned in on social media. And that's through Facebook. We started doing Zooms, and everybody knew what a Zoom was and stuff. And we really leaned in on YouTube and that kind of environment really, really took off. I actually didn't really start doing my YouTube channel for real until towards the end of the pandemic and stuff. And actually, once it was like almost over, like everything was just about. I started doing videos, but it wasn't towards till the tail end. And I kind of wonder, like, how did that affect people? It really changed the landscape of how we talk, how we speak to people, how people perceive things. Sometimes I feel like it divided us. People started picking teams, especially during election time. Like it went bananas. And, they pick teams for everything. Are you for or against the vaccines? Are you Democrat? Are you Republican? Are you are you Yankees or are you Mets? Like it went bananas. It's because I feel like people couldn't actually talk to people, that anything on social media became huge. It was like huge. Do you like blue or do you like green? Well, God, if you like blue, I hate you. I'm a green person. It got that, it literally, I felt like it got that stupid, and like I really went down, like I like to say the rabbit hole, but I really went down the rabbit hole in social media because we weren't like as socialized. And that was the way we still felt connected to people outside of our most inner group. You know what I mean? Like we still had friendships, we had lives, but they weren't really real. And I feel like some of those were really super damaging. And it wasn't until like the whole thing ended that we realized that some of those weren't healthy, because I don't know, like you just lean too heavily into them. Maybe I'm not sure. Let me know, guys, if you found that to be true. I do feel like a lot of good came out of it because it gave us other opportunities to connect to other people that have similar interests and stuff, and to be more accepting, possibly. I think everything, I mean, I am one of those people that honestly believes things happen for a reason. We go through challenges to improve ourselves sometimes. And I do, and that's what it is. When you're hitting a challenge, I always feel like that's the opportunity to overcome the challenge and to improve or do something better or to learn something. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, like the whole that whole thing was just crazy, you know. When I started doing my channel on YouTube as a content creator, I'm working at this thing called social media. Other content creators, I'm going to pose this question to you. Do you find that people support you? Or do they, and support you as in like, I'm saying not financially, I'm saying like mentally, emotionally, kind of like, do they believe in you? Do they believe that you can do this? Because I mean, I think like when I started, people are like, oh, that's cute. You know what I mean? That's cute. She's going to make a little YouTube channel. And so, and they still say that. Guys, they still say it. And that's fine. I don't care. That's on them. I mean, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I mean, it's taken me a while to really, really learn that I'm just going to be me and whatever. But they were like, oh, that's cute. Whatever. They just kind of roll their eyes and walk away. Or they'd say, I don't want to be on camera. And I've never put anybody on camera that doesn't say it's okay to be on camera. You know, family, friends kind of thing. I'm very respectful of that. Or I try to be. I can't, you know, you can't say something 100% because God knows somebody's going to come back with you that like 0.50 whatever percent. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, that's like a good question. Do your friends and family support you, and do they believe in you and that you're going to do something like this? Because I know people that do amazing things with social media and YouTube and all of that, and Facebook. Like they do videos on Facebook and they do amazing at it. And I am always in awe of their determination and their growth, you know, and they inspire me, you know, that, yeah, you can keep doing, you can do this. Anybody can do this. You are no different. You are no better, no worse, whatever than anybody else. But that's a question, you know? And then if they don't like your stuff, like, have you ever gone to your social media? And this is like something that YouTube did because they found that during the pandemic, that it was actually impacting people's mental state of the thumbs down button. Now, if you notice, like about, I don't know, it was like a year and a half ago. I'm going to say a year and a half ago. I'm guessing. But we used to have a thumbs up and a thumbs down button. It was all the talk when they were taking away that thumbs down button. Like the button is still there. People can still press it, but it doesn't give you the count. Because before, it used to give you a count of how many thumbs up and how many thumbs down, and that count was made public. And basically, people used it as a tool of like voting and sharing. And they would have people that would go in. I've seen it for myself. People would go into channels and specifically send in a group to thumbs down a video. And I'm thinking, wow, people did that just to like, not because they didn't like the video. They really didn't even care about the video. It had more to do with they didn't like that person, or they didn't want to like that person, or that person wasn't on their team, or somebody told them you shouldn't like that person. You know, it was just like really, really icky, like layered like that. And that would just about mess with people's heads. Even though that the thumbs up or thumbs down honestly didn't make a difference. It was all interaction. It was interaction on the channel. People would actually go in there to make sure to give a thumbs down, even before like the video had been posted or the live was even live or anything like that. They would go in there by the dozens. Some people had it in there like they'd have 100 thumbs down, and the video had been posted for 5 minutes. You know, and they would have like, you know, they would make up accounts so they could thumbs down. No joke. People would make up accounts, fake accounts. Is that a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. They would do that just so they could like, I don't know. To me, that's like they're trying to shout. And it's like, yo, it's not necessary. So my question is, how did that affect you? Have you had that happen to you? What do you, when you're on social media, look at the little emoticons that are underneath a post? Like on YouTube, you can't determine who is liked and who has not liked your video. It just shows you a count. Okay. Just shows you a count. Nobody can go in there and say, oh, this is all the people that liked it. This is all the people that didn't like it. But on Facebook, you can. You can go in on Facebook and see all the people who have liked it, all the people that sent a heart, all the people that sent a hug, all the people that said, all the people that made that kind of thing. You can see all of it, and it's out there, and their name is next to it. Be it real or be it fake, their name is next to it. How does that make you feel? Do you judge people by that? I mean, if I'm looking at, and then it gets even weirder, because then you start thinking, well, they liked it. They liked that post. Like, what if somebody posts something sad? Does that make a difference? Do you like a sad post? You put the like thing, or do you put a care emoji? And is that care emoji really it? Do you put a sad emoji with a little tear face? Like, how are you supposed to respond? Some people don't even realize what they're liking or unliking. They're just going in and doing the motion. Like, they're trying to just check the boxes. I mean, sometimes people are just going through it because you get the notifications that somebody has interacted and you feel like you need to respond. So, that's a good question. What do you do? Do you try to respond to everything? And do you think about how to respond specifically, or do you think about how they respond? To me, I mean, I know this is really deep possibly, but it's a question, because like that whole conversation brought it up with the social media. Like, how do people perceive it? You know? And it even gets people, like I said, make up personas online through social media and stuff. I've run into it in a lot of different things. You don't know who's behind a name if you've never met them or never spoken with them. Even if you have spoken with them, sometimes, I mean, there's so much out there that can be faked and stuff. For all I know, there could be a person out there that is saying they are a 50-year-old guy, but it's actually a 90-year-old woman, or this person is a 20-year-old woman, but it's actually a 65-year-old man, living in Alaska. Like, you don't know who is behind the name. You have no idea. And is that person like real? I've seen so much on there. There's a friend of mine who actually he takes enjoyment. He literally takes enjoyment in playing into these people that are like catfishing. If you don't know what the vibe, what the sound, not the vibe, but what the word catfishing is, it's basically somebody who's faking a whole persona, and they're trying to draw you into a relationship for like money or something like that. And it's all done like on, I don't know, Facebook. A lot of it is done on Facebook, which to me is like, you're using Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, you're using Facebook. And I don't know what it is, but Facebook to me seems like it's on the decline, but I guess they're using Facebook as part of this thing. And it kind of I even get them. And it's always some person from some other country with some crazy name, and this is what they type you. They'll be like, "Hi, beautiful." And I don't know. I think they're looking up for like woman, middle-aged, blah, 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 slightly overweight kind of thing, or whatever. And they're like trying to like hook you in because they're going to try to like flatter you and make you feel like you're just the best Stop. Like, hold up, back it up, go home, pack it all in because that's not playing here. Delete. Okay, but people do people do this. And like I said, I have a friend who just gets enjoyment because then he'll start talking about, you'll know who he is if he watches this. He'll start talking about, I'm making my angel pins. Just like, stop. And then he's like, they don't talk to him anymore because he'll start saying crazy stuff. And I think it's so funny, funny that he does that. And in this day and age, that they keep doing this. And I know that there's a lot of people that are susceptible to it, but the stuff they do is insane. Like they'll use fake pictures. And then the funny thing to me is that they'll use a fake picture, put a different head on it, but the fake picture is of some like famous person. You know what I mean? It'll be like a star, like a superstar or an actor or something, and they've like slapped their face on it. And I'll be like, and they'll blur it all out and they'll make it fuzzy and stuff, but you're supposed to believe that that's a real photo. And let me tell you guys, hint, if you ever receive something or if you're ever suspect of something like that, somebody sends you a photo, reverse Google image is your friend. I'm going to tell you, you can take any photo and you could put it in to the Google search engine. There is a little photo button there and you could reverse search that image. And it will bring up images that are very similar. You might actually find the exact image and say, go to source, and it will give you the source of that image online. Regardless of, as long as it's online and Google has access to it, you can find it. You'd be surprised at what you could find. It's crazy. It's crazy that these people don't think that people have access or knowledge of this. Now, I get it. A lot of people may not, because that's a little bit deeper, but yeah, you can do that. But they still do it. And I don't know, people fall for it and things. But yeah, social media. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Social media thing. You know what? I think it's a tool. I think a tool can be used for good, and a tool can be used for bad. I choose to use it for good. Guys, I just want to bring a little bit of light into some people's day, make them laugh, and have some fun with some friends. You know what? Do I really care if the person is saying that they're a 20-year-old and maybe they're a 75-year-old person? No. Do I care if it's a 75-year-old person and they're saying, but it's really a 20-year-old person? No, I don't care. You do you. If you're not affecting me in a negative way or people that I care about, it's honestly none of my business. Social media is a way for us to connect, have a relationship, whatever that may be. And I think that's the thing we have to remember, that social media has created relationships that are not going to be the same that they were 25, 30, 50 years ago. That's not how it is. It's not even what it was 10 years ago. It's different. And we're always evolving. Just remember, we're not the same cavemen that were wandering around trying to figure out the wheel and how to make fire. That's not who we are. We're different. We're always going to be evolving. What is it going to be in 20 years? I have no idea. I'm excited about it. I want to hopefully be around for it. I better be around because 20 years ain't that far away. But we're just going to take the trip together, right? Now, for this portion of the thing, like I said, that one conversation started me down the rabbit hole. But I actually thought, let's go online and find some of the funniest, social media online conversations. And some of these are really funny because this would only happen in this day and age. Just crazy conversations. Now, this one came up and I had to laugh because you know what? You can do this. You literally could do this to anybody. And it would be a random person, okay? So this one is called Number Neighbor. The Number Neighborhood. Okay? I don't know if you guys have heard this one. So this person text messages someone and says, "Hey, number neighbor." And then the person responds, What's that? He says, well, we have the same phone number except for one number off. And he's like, oh. And then the first person says, yeah, do you like spaghetti? He responds, I freaking love spaghetti. And he go, dude, that's awesome. My other neighbor hates spaghetti. Another person says, well, has he ever had it with garlic bread? He says, I don't know. I'll ask. Responds, no, he never has. He goes, tell him to try it with garlic bread. And he goes, okay, be right back. BRB. He said he doesn't like garlic. And then the other person responds, doesn't like garlic. What is he, a vampire? He goes, I don't know. Be right back. He says he isn't a vampire. And the guy responds, dude, that's exactly what a vampire would say. Think about this. He's having a conversation with two people. He has no idea who they are. Very, very here and now in this social age. No reason he should ever be talking to them. But the only reason he's talking to them is because their phone number ends in one different number from the other. It made me laugh just to see that. I don't know. Guys, we live in a weird age. Let's just take it in. Let's just ride the ride. Let's see where it goes. Let's keep it light. Let's keep it bright. And let's just enjoy it. That's my take on it. You guys, this is Yo Ange. This is Strange Conversations. Let's keep having them. Guys, check me back next Tuesday. I'll have another one for you. I don't know what it's going to be yet. But drop me a line, drop me a comment, send me an email. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. If you guys have ever had a strange conversation, what was the topic? I would love to hear them. Let's keep it going. Love ya, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.